Hello, family. Welcome to Live Your Legacy. Earlier today, I was listening to my brother-in-law's sister's YouTube video, and she was saying something about. I think she had said something to herself, and then she said that she was talking to herself, and she's saying that she does that a lot, and um I I talk to myself all the time, and I even commented on her video, and I was like, I talk to myself all the time, because sometimes when you say things out loud, it just makes more sense. And not even that, like I don't know, I'm with me all the time. So anyways, but often people, I think a lot of people talk to themselves, um and they probably feel weird about it. um I remember I had posted on Facebook, I had posted something about talking to yourself, because I said just what I was just saying, how sometimes saying something out loud just makes more sense. And I remember I got some comments on that post, and people were talking about how they do talk to themselves, but they try to make it seem like they're talking on a phone or something, because they don't want people to think that they're crazy talking to themselves. And like, honestly, even if you were crazy and talking to yourself, who cares? what why do people care so much about what other people think, that they try to cover up the little quirks, because society has made you think that something like talking to yourself means that you're crazy, or that you're on drugs or something of that nature, when really you're just talking to yourself. But that just stems from a level of self-love that's missing, because you really shouldn't care what other people think about you, even if people did think that you're crazy because you're talking to yourself. Who cares? You should love yourself in any situation, under any circumstances. Just because you're you. Who cares if you're crazy? Crazy and all. I mean, we're all a little crazy, to be frank with you. But it got me thinking about what is normal. What is really normal? And who said it? Who defined normality? I would think that's how you say that. And who actually fits these standards? Like, honestly fits these standards. And it got me thinking about how deep the conditioning is, because most people don't even think about these things. They just are. Like, who said that eggs and pancakes were a breakfast meal? Why is it a breakfast meal? Why can't it just be a meal? Who said that you have to eat that for breakfast? Why can't you eat steak and french fries for breakfast? Why not? Why do you have to eat? Like, who came up with this stuff? And why is it considered normal? And also, when something is quote unquote not normal, why is it people's first thought to think that they're either crazy or on drugs? And then I ask these questions, and I bet a bunch of you have no answer for me. Because there really is no reason for that to be your first thought. If you saw somebody walking down the street talking to themselves, your first thought shouldn't be, oh, they're crazy or on drugs. Why is that your first thought? Who said that talking to yourself automatically means that you're crazy or on drugs? This is what I'm talking about as far as conditioning and retraining your mind, because that should not be your first thought. And if you don't even know why that's your first thought, then you know off top that that is conditioning, because you don't even know why you think that. You don't even know who said that. You see? It just is. There's certain things in life that just is. And people don't question. Especially if it's written in the Bible or a church thing, a religion thing. People off top don't question that stuff because God said so. Really, God said so? God told you that? You saw God write that in the Bible? No. No, King James said that. And I'm not even going to get started on that, on King James, but he was a human, was he not? He was really nobody special in regards to God or divine. So I would start questioning things, because I don't know if it's just me, but you can't just tell me something and I expect me to just go with it and that's truth. No, especially if it don't make sense. Especially if it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know. I question everything. And maybe that's me not trusting people. Maybe. But regardless of why, it's a good thing, I think. And I think more people should start asking questions. Best question to ask. I always say this. Ask why. Why? Because, like I was saying, those things that just are, why are they? Why are they that way? Why is normal? Start questioning the things that you do, the things that you say, especially the things that you say. Why do you say those words? Why those words? Why do you choose those words? There are so many words that mean the same thing. Why do you choose the words that you use? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. These are just things that I think about. But when it comes to your own self-love, self-worth, really start to question why you feel the way that you feel about yourself. When I started the business, my prices were really low. And they're still really low, but they're not as low. I I really wouldn't have been making any money if I kept my prices as what they were when I started. But the reason they were so low was because I didn't have the confidence that I have now in what I do. And even now I find myself when I'm responding to messages and like for aggressive behavior, it's kind of pricey. It's $150 a session, and the package deal is kind of pricey too. But I'm taking a big risk dealing with an aggressive dog. The odds of me getting bit are a lot higher, so I have to charge more. But it all came down to my self-worth and how valuable I felt like my service was, and how valuable my time was and my knowledge, because that's what you're paying. That's what people are paying for. So I had to really think, like, my prices now are, like I said, they're still cheap, but they're cheap in the sense that they're cheaper than anything else you'll find out there. And that's just good business in my mind. It has nothing to do with the way I value myself. It's just business. But I really had to think about that one. Like, I had to think about how much I'm giving, what I'm providing. That's what I had to think about, what I was providing, what I was bringing to the table, and think of it in a sense of money. But that all stemmed down from childhood trauma that I'm walking around with. See, a lot of us adults are walking around with a whole lot of childhood trauma, and a lot of us are just mimicking what we saw growing up and not questioning it. We're just moving and doing the things that we saw, not even questioning if it's correct or incorrect. We are taught, okay, when you become an adult, you either go after high school, you either go to college or you get a job, right? And you work, you pay bills, whatever. But that whole structure is just us moving and doing what we saw. That's what we know. And we stay in our lane, right? But we really need to start thinking about what we're doing, why we're doing it. Is that right? Did it work for the person that we learned it from? No? Well, maybe we need to do something different. And as much as this sounds like common sense, it's really not. Like, when it's your own life, you're not thinking like that. You're just trying to make it work, even though it's not working. And when something's not working, obviously you need to switch it up. You need to do something different. You see? You need to figure something else out. Go back to the drawing board. You don't make enough money? Okay, well, get another job that pays better, or just get another job. But like, I mean, that's pretty simple. But there's just things that are as simple as that, but they're not. Like, I don't know. But I understand. Because, I did the whole 9 to 5 thing for a long time. I mean, I did a lot of back-breaking work for nothing, for minimum wage, because I didn't value myself. I didn't value my time. I didn't value what I was providing, the service that I was providing. Because the services that I provided was worth way more than what I was getting. Had I really been thinking past, work, paycheck, pay bills, I would have saw it a lot sooner that, okay, that's not working. I work these jobs, and the whole working for someone else, it did not work for me. It didn't work. And I kept trying, and okay, maybe it's the company, maybe I need to be doing this, maybe. But really, what it was I need to be working for myself, because the structure of a 9 to 5 does not work for me. I need the freedom to do what I want, when I want, how I want to. Because that's just the kind of person that I am. The kind of person I've always been. That's why the regular 9 to 5 didn't work. Once I made that change, then I started to see, okay, I do have control over this. The things that don't work, I can change them. It just takes a little bit of effort, a little bit of thinking for myself. What makes sense, what doesn't make sense, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. And who gives a shit about what other people think? Because what other people think does nothing for my life. It doesn't bring me in any money. It's not changing my circumstances. So who gives a damn about what anybody else thinks? You gotta do you how you do. Don't follow footsteps of people who just ran into a wall constantly running into a wall. Life, there's so much more to life. And it starts with what you think, what you're paying attention to. If you're constantly paying attention to what you don't have, paying attention to all the bullshit that's going on in the world, and feeling all this hatred because of the racism and whatnot that's going on around you, it's okay to feel bad for other people, and it's even okay to make a stand for other people, speak out for other people. But what is not okay is to let other people's circumstances lower your frequency, because when your frequency gets lowered, you start attracting lower frequency situations. That's how it works. You have to maintain your energy. And if that means blocking out the world for a while until you learn how to protect your energy, then that's what you need to do. But it starts with what you're focusing on. If you're focusing on the things you don't have, guess what? You're going to keep attracting all those things that you don't are. These people got my whole train of thought messed up. If you're thinking about all the things that you don't have, you have a lack mentality, you're going to stay in that lack mentality, because that's what you're focused on. The things that you're afraid of, you're going to attract more of that. All the negative things, if that's what you're focused on, you're going to attract more of it. That's why you need to keep your mind on all the good things that you have going on for you. Be grateful for the position that you're in. Even if it's not the greatest, who cares? You're still here. You're still in the game. Okay, as long as you're breathing, you are in the game still, and you have something to offer, and that's what you need to focus on, where you're going. Don't focus on where you've been, because you already done been there. You got to focus on where you're headed, and be grateful for where you're at and what you do have. Society has your mind set up to constantly focus on the things that you don't have, because you're sitting here paying attention to all these celebrities' lives. They're out on vacation on yachts and whatnot, and you want to do those things, but you can't right now because you don't have the money. You're not balling like that. So now you're depressed because you want to be living that life, but you're not. Okay? But you sitting there feeling bad about it is not going to get you there. In fact, that's working against you. You see? You create your own reality. And it only changes when you change your mindset, what you pay attention to, what you feed. Your energy is fuel. Your attention is fuel. That's how you create. So, all the things that make you feel like shit, get rid of it. Don't entertain it. The news, stop watching the news. Stop watching the news. Stop indulging in all that hatred, all that negativity. It drives me insane, because that's all you see on the internet right now. All you see on social media is the protests and the people getting shot and killed and whatnot by the cops, and the Karens calling the police on black men. Like, okay, enough already. Like, every day, it's literally, not even every day, it's like every couple of hours it's something new, because they are pushing the hell out of this racism thing and out of this cops against black people thing. Like, it's enough. Just because the panic from the COVID is over, you know, they want to push this shit down people's throats, and people are eating it up. Like, man, you guys, stop, because this is the whole point. This is what they wanted. This is why it's in your face like this. Stop. What you pay attention to is what you feed. You need to protect the way you feel. Okay? And if that means staying off of social media for a while, then do that. Because even subconsciously, you may see something and not even know, like, not really pay attention to it, but you've seen it. You can't unsee it. So that stuff affects you even subconsciously. The stuff that you listen to, even if you're in the house cleaning and you got the TV on in the background, or you got something on YouTube or whatever playing in the background, and you're not paying attention to it, but you're still hearing it. The seeds are still getting planted, whether you're paying attention to it or not. When you fall asleep with the TV on, or with some music playing or whatever, even though you're asleep, you're still hearing it. Subconscious, that's all, that stuff is still going into your subconscious mind. So just be mindful of what you're feeding yourself, because all of that stuff plays a role in your life, in what you create. I really didn't mean to go this long. But because it's really important, and people don't realize how important it really is. All right, I'm gonna leave it here. I hope everybody's doing well, feeling good. You are in control. You are in the driver's seat. It's you and divine. Okay? I'm going to explain this really quick before I go. Okay. So divine is not a human. Divine is consciousness. Okay? And the way that divine creates, like, our reality, the universe, is mentally. We are like, it's all like a thought. Okay? And so, yes, us humans, we can create in other ways. But as far as the universe, as far as our reality, all of that is mental. So the things that you think, you're a thought, so to speak, okay? And your thoughts are a thought connected back to divine, which creates another thought, which is your reality. If that makes sense. I'm going to try to make this make better sense. It's like your mind is connected to divine's mind. And if the divine's mind is what's creating reality, the universe, then what you're thinking is being created. You see? And what you're thinking, your thoughts, are driven by your emotions. And vice versa. So how you feel plays a huge role in how you live. So be mindful of the things that you think and the way that you feel, because you will manifest those things. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.